Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to an EverQuest lore video. And now let's briefly cover the god known as Prexus. Prexus, the Ocean Lord, is allied with Rodcet Nife, whom we haven't covered yet, and enemy to Bertoxxolous, whom we haven't covered yet. So obviously Prexus is the god of the seas, is the god of the oceans in aquatic life in general. Rodcet Nife is known as the prime healer. We'll get into him at another time, probably later on in this series. Rodcet Nife, he's known as the prime healer. His focus is about healing the mortal races and promotion of healing. One of his most prominent followers, and should I say not necessarily prominent in terms of lore, even though he is prominent in terms of lore, but prominent in terms of the EverQuest community. He's very well known, very famous among EverQuest players. Lashun Novashine, I believe his name is, and he inhabits Quanos. And he's pretty much known because he shouts throughout the zone to get people to stop fighting and basically embrace the way of Rodcet Nife. In Rodcet Nife and Bertoxxolous, they are diametrically opposed. One is about healing and one is about disease and, suffering and things of that nature. But that's Bertoxxolous. He's the god of disease. Moving on. Followers of Prexus believe that true power lies in the vast depths of Norrath's oceans. They believe that eons ago, life first formed in the murky deep, and that one day the oceans will rise again to consume those who are unworthy and embrace the faithful. So Prexus, he's very much worshipped by a faction within the erudite race, within the city of Eridan. There are some that are devout worshippers of this god Prexus. And it would make sense from a lore narrative standpoint because Eridan is one of the port cities in EverQuest and the only port for most races to access the continent of Otis, at least until later expansions, right? Because we do have a way to sail to Dulac Harbor via I believe the Warrens on the continent of Otis. And so, but at least when the game initially launched, and for P99 players, the only port that we're able to travel and traverse Norrath to get to the continent of Otis is through Eridan. Even though there's another group of erudites, which we'll get into, known as the Heretics. But let's continue. The Ocean Lord's servants tend to live and work near, on, or beneath large bodies of water. They seek to spread the word of Prexus to all who will hear and defend the oceans and seas of Norrath against any who would cause them harm. Many sailors and fishermen are followers of Prexus. During the Elder Age, there goes that Elder Age again, Prexus created a race called the Kedge, hardy, aquatic beings of great mental power and stamina as a part of the god's plan to watch over the dominance of dragonkind. The last known action of Prexus on the world of Norrath was to punish the inhabitants of the city of Castrum, who was so angered at the experiments the Combine performed on his Kedge that he sank the city beneath the waves of the buried sea. Now we get to see the work of Prexus essentially submerging the city underwater, the city of Castrum. And we get to experience it in an expansion known as the Buried Sea in EverQuest. But that is a very important lore point, and we will get to that. We will definitely get to the actions of Prexus, and we'll get to who the Combine Empire is and their contribution to the history of Norrath.